there. But I wanted to ask, when you talk to these women, typically it's a woman who's been abused and violated physically, don't you try to tell them that they should go and get help, or do you try to talk to them about why they're allowing themselves to remain in that environment?
All the time. And I can almost say 100% of the physicians will say the same thing: you need to leave. It's very clear that each episode of violence gets worse, that it's not going to stop. And a lot of the women that come to the emergency department, you know, they've been there before and they know that what we're saying is true, but there are so many variables that go into why a woman does not leave. There can be financial issues, fear, not wanting to break up the family. They're concerned about their kids. Deep down inside, a lot of them still love their abusers, and they'll tell you that, I love them. And they don't want to see them get locked up or put away, and so they're very hesitant. And so it takes sometimes a long road before a woman actually reaches the point where she can say enough is enough. And even then, you know, the worst period for a woman to think about leaving, the worst time is when she finally says, I am going to leave. That's the most dangerous period, because at that moment, when she's starting to break away from that cycle, that's when the abuser's violence tends to escalate, and that's when we tend to see the worst violence come out. So I always try to encourage women when I tell them, you know, you need to walk away from this. Have a plan. Tell somebody. So many victims suffer in silence. Tell your sister. Tell a good friend, so that if something ends up happening to you, they're not saying, I didn't know anything was going on. She never said anything. Tell someone what is going on in your life, and then start to make a plan. Get copies of your license and birth certificate. Get an extra set of keys to the car. Make sure you have all your children's birth certificates. Pack some bags, and not necessarily tell the abuser what your plans are. And then when you're ready, make your break as cleanly and as smoothly as possible, so that at least you won't be in a situation where you're sort of helpless.
Well,